And this message is for Black Christians. So if you're not a Black Christian, give you a few seconds to, exit, because that are doing this to us. If you want to be nosy, you can stick around. Talking to Black Christians, I was brought up Church of Christ, never talked about Christ or Christ consciousness. It's all about being saved. And they were very strict. They believed, like most people do, they had it right and everybody else had it wrong, and they were going to heaven and everybody else was going to hell. And they were just the lucky ones that happened to get this doctrine and this teaching. And most of us in our families are having our belief systems due to our parents. Most of us just adopt the belief systems of our parents. Just like we believed in the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus, and we'll eventually realize that those people weren't real. We still carry on the beliefs in saviors and things like that, when you are your own savior. That's what Jesus is and would tell you. But I just want to just illustrate something to Black Christians in America, because there's a distinct history here, because Black people here have been reprogrammed. Let's say we came from Africa. We were from Africa, and this is the part where we came to America, all right? When we came to America, we didn't bring the Bible with us. We didn't bring these teachings with us, right? If you can recall the history, reading, writing, things like that were not accessible to us, right? They didn't want us smart. They just wanted us to work. We were slaves, so no need to be smart. When you think about the things that we were actually taught, you might want to question them, especially when it comes from your oppressors and your captors and your colonizers and your enslavers. If they're not trying to do anything for you in the physical realm, why do you think they're trying to free you in the spiritual realm? But that's part of the game. So if we came here on a boat and we didn't come here with the Bible, and the Bible was given to us, Christianity in the mainstream form, and you can look at the history of Christianity, it's a nasty history. Most people don't become Christians due to logic, reasoning, spiritual experiences, or anything to do with a personal revelation of them being Christ. Most of the Christians nowadays are, following the belief system that was implemented due to force, due to Inquisition, due to Crusades and things of that nature, and due to state religions being adopted. Being able to say who the heretic is and being able to suppress them based on, you don't believe what I believe, so you're a heretic, and therefore, based on this belief, I can do X, Y, Z to you, right? But that history is there. Most people don't look into it. Most people don't look at the paper trail of the Bible. They just believe it was just divinely inspired, right? But let's say we came here on the boat, and this is the point where we were reprogrammed. Different language, different history, all this, but we're given this Bible by the same people that are doing this to us. And you don't question that. You don't question that. The same people that did that to you gave you this, and you don't question that. Black people in America, really. And you're going to get mad at me for exposing this. Anyway, because I'm claiming to be Jesus or Christ. And even if I'm not the actual character, let's say this was Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, and he was accessing Christ consciousness, and he was speaking it to the people of this day that were doing sacrifices in the church and all of this stuff. And they just co-opted his story and made him a sacrifice and all of that stuff. We won't get into that. But let's say this is Jesus. And Christ consciousness is like a frequency. It's like a state of consciousness, a level of consciousness. So even if I'm not, and there is a small percentage that I'm not, right? Because I don't have a ID from this lifetime to this lifetime. But even if I'm not, that's not saying that the Christ consciousness can't speak through these avatars, if you will. So even if this speaker is not this speaker, if they're tuned to the same station, they will play the same music. Maybe this speaker doesn't have the same bass as this speaker or whatever, but you can hear the same music. That's what I'm talking about from a Christ consciousness standpoint. And it doesn't matter who I was in the past or who I am now. What matters is you and who you are. And that's the important part that none of these religions talk about. They want to give you a savior and all of this stuff. And these religions have had the ball for a couple thousand years and look at the world that they've created, right? This matrix they've created on top of this world that makes you want to leave this world and go somewhere else when heaven is the state within and heaven is here. All of this, when you really think about what this world is and how much life and how much beauty is here, and you think about what's put on top of it that makes us want to leave, then you have to kind of look at the teachings that we're given. But we don't do that. We just accept them wholeheartedly because we're afraid of hell and all that stuff. But that's the thing I want to ask black people. If you know that history, that you didn't come here with this book, you didn't come here with this teachings, you didn't come here with this language, you actually had teachings that predated this Bible. You actually have teachings that the Bible copied from, but you don't know that. You know, look at Ma'at, if you will. But that was erased when you came here, right, by your enslavers, and they gave you this, and you don't question. And then when people come here to question, such as myself, and try to show you, because I'm nobody special, even Jesus was nobody special. Jesus was not a Christian. They built the religion of Christianity around Jesus because they didn't want empowered Christ, divine and sovereign beings walking around this planet. They want stupid, enslavable niggers, really. And that's what we got a lot of here in America. But my question to you is, what part of that is not possible? And why would you believe the religion of the people that are treating you a certain way? That's my question to black people from a black Christ. Like, what am I saying that's wrong or not possible? And if this history is true, why haven't you questioned the religion that was given to you by your enslavers? So I want to hear your comments. Appreciate it.